And now the New South Wales Police has now shared an official update on the Sydney shooting. The police has now stated, and I quote, "Operation is ongoing after a public place shooting by two men at Bondi Beach earlier today. 10 people have been confirmed dead, including a man believed to be one of the shooters. The second alleged shooter is in a critical condition. At this time, a further 11 more people are reported to be injured, two of which are police officers." Now, Charles, there's a question that's coming to my mind. Mike Burgess, Director General of the Australian Security Intelligence Organization, had mentioned earlier that he said that tensions in the Middle East, including a conflict between Israel and Hamas that began on October 7, were a contributing factor to the rise in the threat level. What would you like to say on that?
I absolutely agree with him. I was absolutely disgusted with some of the Australian politicians, I won't name them, that went against what he said. I fully support him. But you see, there's one other part of this which is very puzzling. Bondi Beach is a very public area, and we knew that there were problems already. There are cameras there. There are lifeguards there. How did two men with guns manage to get onto the beach? This is just, something's not right. It must have been pre-planned, and a lot of thought must have gone into it. This is not a sporadic attack. So there are lots and lots of questions that now need to be answered. And my thoughts go out to the Jewish community, particularly in the eastern suburbs. And we just really have to pull this in and have a zero tolerance for this type of activity. And by that, I don't, of course, I mean the shooting, but the activities that led up to this. There were protests on the beach. They should not have been allowed. And in future, if such protests are done against the Jewish community, people should be immediately arrested and charged.
Charles, now Prime Minister Anthony Albanese during a press conference has mentioned, and I quote, "The advice that we've received is that more Australians are embracing a more diverse range of extreme ideologies, and it is our responsibility to be vigilant." Your comments, please.
You see, we're an island. Let's face it. We can vet the people who come by ship and they come by plane. It's the job of our security services to do this. They're doing their job. It's up to the politicians of the day to put in place policies that are strict and forthcoming to try and stop such events happening. So it's all very well for the Prime Minister to say this, but at the end of the day, the police also have their hands tied. It's up to the politicians to give them the leverage, and also for DFAT to properly vet people who are coming. And I say this again, that what we want to know is, who were these two people? I believe one is already dead and another is in a tragic injuries from it, the perpetrators. We need to know the full story behind how they came to Australia, why they were in Australia, and what they were doing, and who they were working with.
And you know, Charles, interestingly, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has just a few days ago raised the country's threat level following advice from security services. What would you like to say on that? Okay, so
of course, sometimes these things are unpredictable, and nobody could have imagined that this would take place on Bondi Beach. But I again say that there were incidents already on Bondi Beach. So this is an area where it's very difficult to do something like this. So obviously a very detailed survey needs to be done, a report needs to be made, and we need to look at what strategies we can put in place to try and discourage and stop these sort of things happening in the future.
All right, Charles, I'll come back to you. Now, a very disturbing picture